Hey, what's up, guys? Mike here. Down in the dungeon, and you know what day it is. It's time for the Sunday special. Baby. So actually, you know, typically for all of my videos, I'm looking for some kind of inspiration, something, to hit me and then be like, hey, I got to share this with you. Today, I don't really have a lot. So I thought I would talk about kind of what I've been into lately that also is kind of anti-Christian. I don't know if anti-Christian is the correct way to put it. I would say more anti-Christian worldview, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so I've been really getting into, I was like really absorbing a lot of dinosaur information because I don't know, it's interesting, but also like dinosaurs aren't really addressed in the Bible. And then after that, or I guess congruent to that, I've sort of got into sort of the evolution of humanity. And, I think there's this, all different worldviews have this kind of thing where they're all guilty of sort of putting the other person in a box. So atheists will put Christians in a box and they think that they're all stupid, or that they all believe like, I don't know, like fables or myths or weird things or whatever. But Christians also put like atheist or agnostic people in a box too, and think that they believe a lot of crazy things that they don't necessarily believe. And one of those happens to be in regards to evolution. Typically, when you talk to a Christian about evolution, they're thinking like, of course, they're thinking like Darwin evolution, right? But they're thinking also about like something from nothing, or like singular cell to multicellular, things like that, right? So for me, that's not really how my mind works. I'm not a creationist in the sense of like, I don't believe the Bible narrative about creation. I think that there could be some hidden deep under like truths in there based on people's understanding of things that happened in the past, but I don't believe like the actual narrative is factual or anything like that. And I also don't, I don't have any information for like singular celled beings into multicellular, none of that, right? I don't know anything about that. I'm not trying to express my beliefs about that kind of a thing, because I really don't know. I think it's important for us to like, know the difference between what we know and what we believe. I refer to this all the time. I've made a video about it, but the difference between knowing and believing, right? And so there's things that we know and there's things that we believe. And so if we want to talk about knowing, I think the best place to talk about knowing is where you are. Where am I? And start here, and then we go backwards instead of working from the beginning and try to work to here. So basically what I mean is, instead of trying to start at the single cell to multi-cell, that there's no way, like, what are we looking for down there? I don't understand what we're looking for. Like, we don't know. There's no way of knowing that stuff, right? Instead of going from beginning to current, let's go current and let's go backwards in time, because what we have the most evidence for is the current, right? And as we go back in time, we get less and less and less and less and less evidence. Now, there's a lot of evidence, right? But there's less and less and less as we go back. It just makes sense. So let's start where we are now and let's go back in time. So we know that we have evidence of lots of other hominids Homo genus, humanoid beings like us, but they're not Homo sapien, they're Homo something else, Homo erectus, or Homo heidelbergensis, or Homo, I don't know, there's a bunch of them. Like, I'm not like an expert in this at all, but I know that there's a bunch of them. And, Neanderthals, stuff like that, right? So we know, we have evidence, hard evidence, like that these things existed and how closely related they were to humans. And I'm not talking about like necessarily on a genetic level. We know on a genetic level that they were closely related to humans, but I'm talking about like they did things that we do. Okay? So there are things that are distinctly not Homo sapien. Okay? So not what most people would believe God's human, Adam and Eve, not those. Other things. Homo erectus. Okay, let's use Homo erectus. That's the first one. That's what most people believe is sort of the first Homo, right? And a lot of people also have the false belief that we came from chimps or monkeys or something. That's not true. See, that's one of these things where you put people in a box. Oh, they say we come from monkeys. We didn't come from monkeys. We split, like our ancestors split from monkeys and chimps way, way back when, but we didn't come from them. We're not from them. We're completely, totally something completely different. A new genus and a new species, okay? So just because we have commonalities in our DNA doesn't mean that we're from them, okay? We have the same commonalities like with an ant or something, and we sure as hell don't look like ants, do we? No, we don't. We don't have very much commonalities with ants at all, right? So, so let's go Homo erectus. So Homo erectus was the first one they think to split. And there's some controversy over this. There's some other ones that they think may have also deserved to be in the Homo genus and things like that. But like I said, I'm not an expert. But let's just take Homo erectus, for example. Homo erectus controlled fire. Homo erectus built shelters, built houses. They made clothing. They made tools. They made weapons. They spoke language. So whenever you start to realize that and you see that and you're like, well, damn, dude, that's a human. That's a human. Now, if you tried to breed with a Homo erectus, I don't think that would work. I don't know for sure. I think it's the species. You have to have the same species in order to breed, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Like I said, I'm not an expert. All I know is that Homo erectus did a lot of things that we do too that makes it seem like these people were human. These were humans. Different type. They weren't Homo sapiens. They were Homo erectus. But they were basically humans also. That's crazy to think about. And this is about 2 million years ago, a little less than 2 million years ago when these people first kind of came on the scene. And these are things that we have hard evidence for. These aren't beliefs. These are literal facts. These are facts. Okay. Now you might get a little wonky on the date, but you're not going to go from 2 million to 6,000 or 8,000, whatever it would be now. No, there's not that much, like it's not that far off, right? It might be off a little bit. Maybe it's off by 100,000, but that's still way different than, sorry, I had something in my mouth. Did I just spit on the floor in here? Yes, I did. You know why? Because this is all concrete and I sweat on this floor and I clean the floor. Okay. Plus, where do you want me to put it? I mean, I had something in my mouth. It's got to go somewhere. But anyway, so you got Homo erectus, and it's just neat to think that these people were so much like us, but they weren't us. It's wild. It's wild to think about. But anyway, I guess that's sort of my anti-Christian take for the day. I don't have a whole lot else. I will say that, it's the more I think about just Christianity in general, the more it just, God, it looks so much just like a cult. Like, I mean, I know that it is a cult, okay? And it's okay that it's a cult. There's a lot of other cults. Yesterday I went to a leftist protest. I didn't go as a protester, but excuse me, I went as an observer. And that's a cult too. It's a cult. It's, it just is what it is, right? I mean, it is what it is. I have a book recommendation. And one other thing, the book recommendation is Pagan Christianity. If you can read the book Pagan Christianity, then you'll have a different, if you agree with the book, you'll have a different view on what Christianity is. And yeah, these aren't, these buildings and things, these are not churches. They're not churches. They are, even in a biblical sense, the word ecclesia, it doesn't, church, this guy, I was listening to this guy, I'd like to listen to people that I disagree with and things that I don't like to study my enemy or study my adversary. And this guy was saying, welcome to church. That's not biblical, not strictly biblical. The church is the people according to the Bible. So it's not a building. But what these buildings are, what you see them everywhere, they're temples. They're temples to gods. And each god in each temple is a little bit different. They'll say that they're the same, but they're not. Every god that's being worshipped in every one of these temples is different. It's no different than pagan temples. We used to have pagan temples. We don't really have those anymore. They got taken over by the Christian temples. These are now temples, same as the pagan temples, but they're Christian temples, and they even have pagan symbolism. The cross, it's a pagan symbol. The cross is a pagan symbol co-opted by the Christians. Anyway, read the book, Pagan Christianity. Also, today is Father's Day. So I guess it's the Father's Day Sunday special. I don't know. My father would not approve of this message, but that's okay. He can disapprove of me if he wants, but I disapprove of the way that I was raised. Ooh, but then again, would I have turned out to be so likable? I don't know. I don't know if I would have turned out to be so likable and such a wonderful human being full of pride this Pride Month. I'm just kidding. Man, I missed Pride. I've never been to a Pride thing because I'll be honest with you, man, the whole LGBTQ stuff is kind of icky to me. And I don't mean icky as in like, I just mean icky. I'm not like judging these people too harshly. It's just like, oh God, it's kind of gross. Like it's just over-sexualized, and it's just, it is sexualized. It's these people are defined by their sexuality, and it's just kind of gross to me. It's like I feel like just kind of ooh. But I wanted to go to one this year. I really, 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 really wanted to go to the Pride Festival thing, if nothing more than just to piss off all the people around me that think that that's bad, and to see. I like to go and watch people make fools of themselves on both sides, right? But I didn't get to go, man, because like when I remembered, it was like the day before. It was like the day, and I was like, man, damn. It's like, man, if I would have known, I would have went, but I didn't expect them to have the festival the first freaking weekend. I figured they'd have them every weekend, but apparently not. And I was like, damn, man, it was like last Sunday or the Sunday before, and I was like, hey, when's the Pride thing? Oh shit, it was yesterday. Fuck. But yeah, I was really looking forward to it. So now I got to wait a whole fucking year to do that. I don't know. But if we're still here in the year, Iran and Israel, I don't know. We might be cooked. We might be cooked before this video even gets uploaded. But anyway, that's your Sunday special for today. Also, I have just recently downloaded some AI stuff, and I've been talking to freaking AI all day. I don't know. It's wild, man. I'm trying to get on the AI train before the train leaves me behind. This is life after 40, but it isn't, I'm not dead yet. I'm halfway. I'm not dead yet. So I'm trying to get on this AI train. It's coming, whether you like it or not. So you need to get on board with it, because there's nothing you can do to stop it. You're gonna have to figure out the best way to structure your life around it. So you need to know as much as you possibly can about it. So that's what I'm trying to do. Anyway, that's it. Goodbye. You know what? I don't have to hit the thing on the camera anymore. I got this handy dandy thing. So, that's your Sunday special, and I'm Mike, and I will see you, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Monday. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. I don't know, but soon.